everyone, it's Andrew. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a quick video doing an unboxing and review of the X-ACTO Blade basic knife set. I purchased this from Walmart for about $25, but if you look on Amazon you can get it for around the same price, so either option is a great option for purchase. The reason why I purchased this is, for those of you that do not know, I'm a neurosurgery resident and I was interested in picking up different hobbies as far as developing my microsurgical skills. And I actually came across microsculpting with graphite as well as using crayons and soap carving. And I thought if I combine that with a microscope or a dissection microscope, that would be a great way to develop my skills without having to go to the lab or use animal byproducts. And so when I looked into that further, all the people that kind of do that recommended the X-ACTO Blade for using for that. I've used this before as a child, but didn't have any, so I ended up purchasing this from Walmart. And so what we'll do in this video is, what we're gonna do is just unbox this. I'll show you what comes in the set, I'll show you the case, and then that's really it. As always, if you're interested in purchasing it, there will be links below. Okay, so this is the X-ACTO Blade basic knife set. I purchased this from Walmart for about $25. You can also get it on Amazon for the same price. The nice thing about the packaging is you can see exactly what comes in the box. So there's gonna be 3 separate blade handles with associated blades. Then there's gonna be a wide variety of blades at the top and this kind of neat carrying case as far as keeping everything concise and organized. On the back here it does mention what each blade holder is really tailored towards. So there's going to be an A handle, which is for precision kind of cutting and trimming. There's going to be a medium handle that's kind of like less precision or medium cutting, and then there's going to be a heavier handle for when you need to cut something that's a little bit sturdier. So what we'll do now is we'll just get this open. I'm surprised actually that X-ACTO didn't require you to use an X-ACTO blade to open this, but it is what it is. You'd think like they would set up the packaging so that you would have to use their knives to kind of advertise it. And then let me pull out this, it's like plastic wrap, sorry. It's a little bit difficult to get out, so give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. The packaging is a little bit annoying. So each of these is vacuum packed or kind of wrapped in plastic, and you do need a scissor to open them up. So it's a little bit annoying. But as you can tell, what they give you is they give you this carrying case for keeping everything organized. It's basically just like a simple kind of wood case. There's no staining or paint on it. It has the X-ACTO label on the front. Does have this clasp mechanism that goes on the front here. As you can tell, it doesn't really close all the way, which is kind of weird. So even with me pressing down, this does not actually close all the way. So the quality of this is not that great. So like, as you can tell, it doesn't even click into place. So that's a little bit frustrating. I don't know why you would make it that way. There must be design quality issues there. So it is what it is. So there's an issue with the box as far as that. And then here's the actual blades and kind of what everything comes in here. These are gonna be plastic inserts that go directly as a tray in here. It's not like canvas or anything fancy, it's just like basic plastic. So what I would recommend is still using the plastic, just because it'll keep it organized and prevent everything from like flying around in the case, especially with the fact that it has multiple blades, so you can keep everything organized that way by just inserting it directly in. But here's the separate blade handles. So this is the precision blade handle. So this is going to be for finer movements or gestures, because it's a smaller handle, so you can rotate it more easily, use precision things. And so this is what I'll probably use for kind of the micro hobbying that I want to do. A lot of people for the micro sculpting with the graphite will use this type of blade and just kind of like scratch into it and get the graphite out that way. So that's the smallest handle. As far as inserting and removing the blades, basically you rotate the top here. So once it's free enough, the blade will actually pull directly out, and then each blade, as you can tell, actually has a little small loop in it, if you can see it on the camera. So there's a small hook or a small circle in there, and so once it's loose you basically just slide it directly into the handle again, and then you just rotate it clockwise until it's tight, and then very carefully pull at the top, make sure that it's snug. So as long as it's snug, it won't fall out. That's the nice feature about this. The blade in general is very light. It's not heavy. It's like an alloy steel, very light. I don't know what the composite of it is, but it's not heavy at all. It's very fine as far as moving it and stuff like that. So that's the precision blade. Very similar, here's this medium blade. So virtually identical in design. The only difference is that it's thicker, so it'll sit bigger in your hand. You can provide more pressure and force with this because it has more weight to it. I'd say it's about double the weight of the precision blade. So that's the medium blade, virtually identical as far as the blade on the actual end. It's a little bit larger there. And then this is for the heavy blade. So this is a kind of the design for the heavy blade. So this is for cutting or getting like hobbies that require more force and application. So very similarly, as far as taking the blade out, you just basically, one sec, you should free up counterclockwise, yeah. So it's a little bit harder for this, so maybe it's just the first time, but basically you rotate it counterclockwise and you can pull out the blade, okay? And then you just slide it back in and you can see there's a slit there and you just have to get that aligned. So this one's a little bit more difficult as far as getting the blade in and out, but get it all the way down and then rotate clockwise, okay? And then make sure it's tight and then very carefully pull out there. So that's that. It does have this like plastic kind of mahogany or red color. This allows you to, hold it like this, but it allows you to provide a little bit more force and control so you can get it in your palm so when you're pressing you don't slip or anything like that. So that's the heavy handle. And then here's all the different blades that come in the kit. To be honest, I do not know all the names of these. I'm sure the X-ACTO has it on their website or things like that, but there's multiple variations of kind of like scalpel type blades. So this is like a larger blade for scalpel blade. There's a smaller one here and then a smaller one here. Then they've got this one that's more of like for shaving or like a straight blade there that you could press that has like a micro shaver at the top. There's a larger flat blade, very similar to design. Then you have kind of an 11 blade type of thing with a pointed edge. So there's that one. This one has like a more of a 45-degree angle as compared to like a 60-degree angle. Again, you've got the scalpel blade. You've got a pointier kind of 11 blade, like a larger one, a smaller one. I think these are very similar to the ones that actually come on the blade. They're a little bit sharper, more acute, but that's that. Oh, sorry. And then you've got this small one here, which has a smaller straight edge as well. So that's all the blades that come in here. I think that this kit in general, and actually behind this there's a magnet. So if you look in the case here, it's hard to see, but actually there's a magnet here that can it keeps these in place. So that's a nice feature as well. So that even though you flip it upside down, they don't necessarily fall out unless you drop it like I did. So there's a magnet in the case to keep all the blades concise. The nice thing about this case is that because you have the variety pack, you can try out different ways, like use it for different hobbies, techniques, things like that, and really mess around with it. And then if you want additional blades, you can order them. The blades are usually pretty cheap, so it's definitely an option. As far as your microsurgical skills, these are very similar to what we use in surgery. They're probably way cheaper, so if you're a medical student or a resident or something like that, and you want to pick up a skill like this is probably way cheaper than if you tried to like get the resources through a hospital or a medical service or supply thing. So that's really it as far as the case. Now as far as putting it back in, really it's just insert the trays, get it flush here, so that one will sit on the top there, and then this one's going to sit on the bottom here. And the nice part about that is like everything's organized in the actual case so that when you close it, it's not flopping around and you don't have a bunch of blades falling out when you open it. Hopefully I can get this to actually close, so I'll try to force it now. I might have to, yeah, so I just have to force it a little bit more. So it is a little bit annoying where you have to like jam it on there, but it does actually close. So that's an advantage of it, or not an advantage, but it's annoying that you have to press it down so hard, but the box does work as far as keeping everything in the box. So that's everything for the X-ACTO Blade basic knife set. I would highly recommend it for hobbyists. If you're somebody that uses it for like any form of sculpting, any form of leather cutting, a wide variety of things, this is a great resource to have, or a great tool to have at home. I just did not have one, but I've used one before, and I highly recommend it. For $25, this is definitely worth the price, and for me it'll be an interesting way to pick up microsurgical skills at home without having to do dissections, because I'm just less motivated to do that at home. It'd be cool to pick up a hobby instead that's fun and artistic and creative as far as picking up that skill set. So that's the X-ACTO Blade basic knife set. If you have questions, comments, post them below, but I think this is pretty straightforward, so hopefully I answered all your questions with the set. As always, if you're interested in purchasing it, there will be a link in the description below, and if you have questions, post them below. And if you like this video, hit the like button, and as always, you can subscribe to my channel as well. So thanks for watching.